Have you ever wondered if you could actually see the blueprint for a feeling? Well, today, we're doing just that. We're taking a story called The Last Signal, and we're going to tear it down piece by piece to see the machinery inside that makes it so powerful. So let's just jump right in with the big question that sits at the very heart of this story. I mean, really think about it. What if we lived in a world where all that messy, wonderful stuff, connection, emotion, awe, was just gone, replaced by pure efficiency and glowing screens? What would it even take to get that back? And that's the setup, right there. We're about to see what happens when someone stumbles upon a lost piece of our own past, a single, fading echo of what it means to be human. And it all comes down to one person making one choice that could literally decide the future. The stakes? Yeah, they couldn't be any higher. Okay, so to really get why this choice is so huge, we have to understand the world he's living in. Let's dive into part one and set the scene in this world without stars. Man, that line just hits you, doesn't it? It's so simple, but it paints this incredibly bleak picture of a society that has just lost its sense of wonder. They're so locked into what's right in front of their faces that they've totally forgotten to look up. Kind of sounds a little familiar, right? And here's what that world actually looks and feels like. You've got these massive cities that are always glowing with this artificial light, and everyone's every move is basically dictated by a screen. But look at the trade-off. What did they give up? Curiosity is gone, replaced by silence, and wonder has been swapped for convenience. It's a world that's super efficient, sure, but it feels completely empty. And this is where we meet our guy, Elias. He's a total outsider, basically a ghost in the machine. He's a technician for this ancient transmission tower, a job that almost everyone else thinks is completely pointless. But that's the key, see? It's his connection to this old, forgotten tech that makes him the only person on the planet who could possibly hear what's coming next. So we have our world, we have our guy. And now, everything is about to change. This next part is where the story really kicks off, with the discovery of an echo of humanity itself. So imagine this. Elias is doing his usual checks. Same old, when something breaks through the static. It's this tiny, faint signal that isn't coming from any known satellite or broadcast. It's something new. And it doesn't feel like an accident. It feels deliberate. The mystery begins. And when he finally decodes it, wow. It's not what you'd expect at all. It's not data, it's not code, it's life. It's a whole archive of everything this world has lost. The sound of real laughter, snippets of music, the words from old love letters. Pure, unfiltered human connection. It's basically the ghost of our own emotional past. And get this, it even comes with a warning, a message left behind by a generation that saw this future coming. They were afraid that humanity would lose its way, so they built this thing as a kind of final failsafe, a last-ditch reminder of who we're supposed to be. So, finding this incredible, impossible thing puts Elias in a terrible position. He now holds all of this power in his hands, and he's faced with his massive decision. This is the technician's choice. And of course, just to make things worse, the second he figures out what this archive is, a clock starts ticking. The whole system is designed to just erase itself. He has only a few moments to decide the fate of all these memories, and, well, maybe the fate of all of humanity too. So here's the deal. He's got two paths, and neither of them is easy. Option 1. He can preserve this beautiful, fragile piece of history, but the world outside stays exactly the same, asleep. Or option 2, he can broadcast the signal, try to wake everyone up. But if he does that, the signal, the tower, the archive, it's all destroyed forever. It's a one-time shot, that's it. Okay, hold on. Before we find out what he does, I want to show you something really cool. The story is built to make you feel a certain way, right? Well, what you're about to see is the actual blueprint for how that feeling is made. So what you're looking at here are the actual production notes for making this story into a video. This is so fascinating because we almost never get to see the how behind the what. This isn't just a story anymore. This is literally a recipe for creating a specific feeling, a specific atmosphere on purpose. Just look at these choices. That minimalist, black dominant look, that's not just a cool style. It's specifically designed to make us feel the isolation and emptiness of this world. It focuses our attention, gets rid of distractions. And the slow pacing? That's another tool. It forces you to sit with the emotion, so you can't just look away. Even those tiny little light particles are meant to look like fragile, fading memories. Every single detail here is a choice, and it's all designed to crank up the story's main themes and guide how we feel. Okay, so now that we know how this story is built to hit us right in the feels, let's get back to that choice. It's time for the big finale. It's time to see why some signals really, really matter. And there it is. He does it. He makes that impossible choice. He sacrifices the entire archive, all of that beautiful history, for just a chance to remind the world what it's forgotten. He's betting everything on this one last signal. And the effect is instantaneous. The whole city just changes. The constant drone of the modern world gets cut off. All the ads, the news feeds, the digital noise that guides everyone's lives, it all just stops. And there's this weird, unfamiliar silence. And into that silence, the archive comes pouring through, not as data, but as pure feeling. The screens that were built to distract are suddenly hijacked by the very things they were meant to replace: real, raw, human experience. This is the moment it all happens. People are literally frozen in their tracks, pulled out of their digital haze. They stop. They look up from their screens. They listen. And for the first time in who knows how long, they actually notice the sky. They see a world they forgot was even there. And just like that, it's over. The broadcast ends, the tower and the archive are gone forever, sacrificed for that single moment. But it was enough. The signal did its job. Humanity remembers. And the story closes on this final, really powerful line. It's this idea that some memories, some signals, are just too important to be locked away in an archive. They need to be heard, they need to be felt, even if it's just for one last time. And it kind of leaves you wondering, doesn't it? What signals in our own world are we in danger of forgetting?